So a few months ago, this guy walks into one of my record shows, and he's browsing. He's got a stack of records that he had brought in to sell, and maybe trade or even trade with one of the vendors. Um, and so he moves on to my table, and we're talking. I'm checking out the records that he brought to trade, and he had some good stuff. He had like Alice Coltrane on Impulse. He had some early Otis Redding. He had some other, maybe like soul comps, like the new Marrow comps, or something like things along those lines, and some other things I maybe wasn't too interested in at the time. And so I knew he had some good taste, and we were talking, and he mentioned that he's getting to the point in his collecting career where he just has too much stuff, and he's ready to move on to move on from some of it. And so he gives me his card, he gives me his number, and you know, uh, he says, "A few months, I'll be ready to maybe sell some stuff." And so a few months rolls by, I get a call. It's him. So we set up an appointment. I go over and meet him and get to his house. And he doesn't have like a huge collection. I would say maybe 700 or 800 records, maybe. To some people, that might, that's a lot. But, to me, I think I've got like, 3,500, maybe 4,000 records in my collection. So, I know that have definitely met people with bigger record collections than mine. But, so to me, I'm thinking, okay, this guy's maybe got some cool records, some things that, you know, I was definitely thinking quality over quantity. And so I'm starting to go through his collection. The tricky part was that not everything was for sale, right? So I'm picking things off the shelf, and he's kind of telling me, yeah, I'll sell that. No, I won't sell that. And so, I get about 2 crates worth of stuff, and it's all, again, quality over quantity. And, I'm definitely watching him put some stuff back where I'm like, ah, man, I really wish would have got that Chet Baker or that, you know, uh, original Bill Evans record. I wish I would have grabbed those, but he just wasn't ready. So we make a deal. Very, he's happy about it. I'm happy about it, and it just kind of brings me to like my conclusion or my something I've been thinking about is like, at what point is too much? Like, when do you know that you have, or when do you think that you have too many records? To me, I've got maybe 3,500 records, and I think I'm probably maybe maxing out. I have space for some new stuff, but I wouldn't be mad about selling some of my stuff. But what do you think? Do you think 800 is a lot? Do you think it's quality over quantity? Do you just want to try to have something, lots of different records? Like, it's just something that's been interesting, something that's been sitting in the back of my mind.